Welcome back to Old Charles coin lovers and history enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the world of British coinage, and we'll be taking a close look at the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin from 1949. This little piece of metal carries with it a big story, from the rich history of post-war Britain to its current value in the collector's market. So stick around till the end, because you might just find out that a coin hiding in your collection could be worth more than you think. To understand the 1949 2 shilling coin, we first need to explore its background. The 2 shillings, also known as a florin, was originally introduced in the mid-19th century as part of Britain's slow march toward decimalization. A 2 shilling coin was worth 1/10 of a pound sterling, which made it a convenient denomination that by 1949, the United Kingdom was still recovering from the devastation of World War II. Britain was under the reign of King George VI, and his portrait proudly appears on the obverse side of the coin. The country was undergoing rationing, rebuilding its economy, and strengthening its ties within the Commonwealth. Coins like this circulated in the everyday lives of people, from buying groceries to paying for public transport. Now let's take a closer look at the design. Features the portrait of King George VI, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget. The inscription around the edge reads Georgievs 6D, G, BR, OMN, Rex Fidei Def, which stands for George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith. The reverse design shows a crowned Tudor rose in the center, flanked by a Scottish thistle, an Irish shamrock, and an English oak. These symbols represented the unity of the nations within the United Kingdom. The words FID, Def, 2 shillings 1949 encircle the design point. One of the most important aspects of the 1949 2 shilling coin is its metal composition. Unlike earlier florins, which were once made of sterling silver, by 1949 the coin was minted in copper nickel. This was because Britain had phased out silver coinage during World War II. With the last circulating silver coins produced in 1946, the specifications are weight around 11.3 grams diameter 28.5 millimeters composition 75% copper, 25% nickel. This change made the coin more durable for everyday use, though it meant collectors today don't have the added value of silver content. The 1949 issue of the 2 shillings was not considered particularly rare, as millions were minted for circulation. However, condition is key. Most of these coins spent years in people's pockets, purses, and tills, which means finding one in mint state or uncirculated condition can be much harder than finding a worn-down example. Collectors often search for coins with strong details on the king's portrait and the reverse floral design. Sharp edges, minimal scratches, and original mint luster dramatically increase the coin's desirability. Now the big question: what is the 1949 2 shilling coin worth today in circulated condition? These coins are generally worth £1 to £2 GBP, or about $1.50 to $3 USD, depending on where. In very fine condition, collectors may pay around £5 to £7 sterling. In extremely fine or almost uncirculated condition, prices can range from £10 to £15 sterling, and in brilliant uncirculated or proof-like condition, rare examples could fetch £20 to £30 sterling or even higher, especially if certified by a grading company. While it's not a fortune, the coin is still valued for its history, design, and connection to Britain's post-war recovery years. If you're interested in collecting the 1949 2 shilling coin, here are a few tips. 1. Look for condition ***. Better preservation equals higher value. 2. Check for errors. Minting errors, like off-center strikes or double dies, can make coins much more valuable. 3. Store properly. Keep coins in a dry, cool environment, preferably in protective sleeves or albums to avoid tarnishing. 4. Learn the history. Coins tell stories, and knowing the background makes your collection even more meaningful. So there you have it, the United Kingdom 2 shilling coin from 1949, a modest coin in terms of value, but a priceless reminder of Britain's resilience and rich history. Whether you're holding onto one as part of your family's pocket change or actively collecting British pre-decimal coins, this coin deserves a special place in your collection. To truly understand the 1949 2 shilling coin, we have to travel back into the heart of post-war Britain. The 2 shillings, also known as the florin, was first introduced in 1849 under Queen Victoria. Its introduction was part of an early experiment toward decimalizing British currency, since 2 shillings equaled 1/10 of a pound sterling. While Britain didn't fully adopt decimal currency until 1971, the florin remained an important denomination throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries. By 1949, Britain was living under the reign of King George VI. The country was still recovering from the devastation of World War II, which had ended only 4 years earlier in 1945. The economy was fragile, rationing was still in place, and Britain was rebuilding its industries and infrastructure. Coins minted during this time reflect that post-war austerity. Up until 1946, 2 shillings were made of 50% silver. However, after the war, the British government decided to withdraw silver from circulating coins to save costs. From 1947 onwards, including the 1949 issue, all 2 shillings were minted in copper-nickel, a mixture of copper and nickel. This marked a significant shift as Britain moved away from precious metals in its everyday currency. The design also carries symbolic weight. The obverse featured the portrait of 6, sculpted by Thomas Humphrey Paget. Around him, the Latin inscription declared his title as King and Defender of the Faith. On the reverse, we see a crowned Tudor rose at the center, surrounded by a thistle for Scotland, a shamrock for Ireland, and an oak sprig for England. This design wasn't just decoration. It was a statement of unity for the nations of the United Kingdom during a time of hardship and rebuilding. In terms of circulation, the 1949 2-shilling coin was not rare. Millions were produced for the everyday needs of the public. These coins passed through the hands of workers, shopkeepers, and families who were all adjusting to life in a post-war world. Though it may not contain silver, the 1949 florin tells the story of Britain at a crossroads, a nation moving from wartime struggle to peacetime recovery, modernizing its economy, and laying the foundation for the changes that would lead to the decimalization of British currency in 1971. So, when you hold a 1949 2-shilling coin, you're not just holding an old piece of money. You're holding a reminder of Britain's resilience, history, and transition into the modern era. When it comes to coin collecting, one of the most important factors is always the condition of the coin. The 1949 United Kingdom 2-shilling coin, like many pre-decimal coins, was minted in large numbers. That means most examples are not rare, but their condition is what separates a common pocket piece from a highly collectible treasure. Let's break down the different grades of condition for the 1949 florin. So, the condition of your 1949 2-shilling coin makes all the difference. While worn examples are common and not worth much, coins in top condition are sought after by collectors and can bring a much higher price. Remember, when it comes to coin collecting, condition is king.